Have you ever walked into a cafe or perused the old internet looking for a bag of beans but are just completely lost? In this video, we'll break down how to read a coffee bag, what to look for when you want to buy your bag of beans, and we'll give you a few tips and recommendations. Come in and join us. Now, I completely understand how difficult it can be and how daunting it can be sometimes walking into a specialty coffee shop, seeing an array of different amazing single origin coffees or espressos or blends and not knowing where to start. You see numbers on bags, you see words on bags, you see funky pictures on bags, you just don't know where to start. Let's start at the top and let's break it down. So the first thing you want to do when you walk into that shop or you peruse our marketplace of coffee on the website, or if you're on a roaster's website, is you need to know how you brew your coffee. Do you drink filter or do you drink espresso? Now, let's talk about filter to begin with. So I've walked into my little shop. I know that I want to buy a bag of filter. So I'm going to look on the wall for single origin filters, most likely. Now, we could take this bag, for example. This is from Foster & Black. Roasted by Semi-Pro Coffee. We have found on the very top that it says filter. The next thing you want to look for is the origin of coffee. Now, this kind of depends on your personal preference of flavor. The way I like to kind of think of it is you can kind of split your flavor profiles to begin with. Now, disclaimer, I'm just breaking this down as a very basic way to interpret the coffee bags. Right, so think to yourself, do you like traditional flavors? So chocolate, caramel, nutty, those kinds of coffees? Or would you like to experiment a little bit further and go some fruity, floral, maybe sweet kind of coffees as well? From there, that will kind of help you break down to the certain origins that you're looking at. So for example, if I was looking for a chocolate, nutty kind of coffee, I'd be looking at some Brazilian coffees, or some El Salvador's, or some Guatemalan coffees. Whereas if I want some fruity, floral, maybe sweet, juicy, boozy babies, I'd look for more Ethiopians, Kenyans, some Colombians, some natural kinds of coffees, but we'll talk about that separately. So you've walked in, you know what you kind of drink, espresso or filter, and you know what kind of flavors you are looking for. So you want to look for the origin. So on this bag, we're quite lucky, it's quite bold and in your face. It reads Ethiopia at the top. The next step down, you could see that it's filter, which was the first thing that we identified because we're looking for that. It will then say the region. The region of this coffee is the worker region. Now that just means where in Ethiopia that coffee has come from. So there's a range of different regions. So within Ethiopia there's worker, there's the yoga chef, Guji, there's loads of different regions. They're just the different regions and the different farms around that country. Within those regions, you do kind of get similar flavor profiles. So you know, from the yoga chef region, you start to know how fruity and floral those kinds of coffees are, whereas the worker region might have a bit more earthier flavors. Again, this just comes with tasting so many different coffees, and that's not always the case. Next up, a good thing to always look for, especially if you're new to coffee, is tasting notes. Now, tasting notes are subjective. If you're brand new to coffee, it's great to kind of, if you don't understand the origins too much, the flavor profiles behind them, the regions and the different varietals of coffee, the tasting notes are a great guideline. You'll then often see the process of coffee. So this coffee is a washed process. We'll have a separate video on processing methods in terms of coffee and what they do to flavor profiles, but that is also good to know. And then also on some bags, you'll also see varietals. The varietals are the different varieties of the coffee beans. So it could be a range of different kind of bean sizes. It's just from the different coffee trees. That was the Ethiopian from Foster & Black. Nice, clean, simple bag to read. Kind of gets to know what you want as quick as possible. Now let's look at this Peruvian coffee from Wolf. So first thing I want to look for is if it is espresso or filter. Unfortunately, it doesn't say directly on the bag, but I'm pretty sure in their store it does say on the wall filter or espresso. We know that it's from Peru. The processing method is washed. It actually lists the varieties here as well, bourbon, typica, and caturra, which is cool, pretty cool. And then down the bottom there, it lists the different flavor profile and the cupping notes as well. You might also see on a few different bags, if you see meters above sea level and a range of different numbers, that purely just means where that coffee has grown and how many meters above sea level that coffee has grown at. Now, we can dive down a little rabbit hole in meters above sea level in terms of heights of growth. A lot of people say that you get sweeter, cleaner coffees at higher altitudes. However, I don't always think that's 100% true. And in my opinion, you guys are always welcome to your own opinions. So, we'll just quickly recap that and make sure that we're all on the same page. First thing you need to do is know, are you drinking filter or are you drinking espresso? The next thing, what kind of flavor profiles do you like? Do you like chocolate, sweet, caramel, nuts maybe? Or do you want to explore and have fruity, floral, juicy, boozy babies? From there, we can then explore different processing methods. Is it washed? Is it semi-washed? Is it natural? Is it pulp natural? So on and so forth. Then if you're really interested, look at the varieties. And then finally, the meters above sea level. Now, if you want to learn more about the coffees, of course, these coffees that are live on our websites, we usually put a little spiel about the coffee, about the farm, more into the processing methods, so on and so forth, along with all the amazing roasters we work with as well. We'll have the same on their websites too. So now that you understand how to read the bag a little bit more, take that further step and make sure you keep tasting these coffees. So let's say you taste this Ethiopian from the worker region. Think about and remember what it kind of tastes like. Then try a few different Ethiopians from different regions and taste the different profiles of them. Learn what you like and experiment with that. Keep a log maybe and start to taste coffees from all around the world. So then you know that when you're tasting a Brazilian, you know that you're going to be tasting some nice chocolate or nuts. You know when you're drinking Ethiopians, you've got fruits and florals. Kenyans, you've got juiciness. Colombians, sweet caramel, berries, so on and so forth. The more you experiment, the more fun that you're going to have and the more you're going to enjoy your cup every bloody day. Okay. I think that you guys are probably ready to go into the shop or go onto our website, shop some coffee, understand those labels. If you've got any questions, please let us know. If you struggle with anything else about reading the bags, please do let us know. Thank you so much for joining. If you liked, don't forget to subscribe, tickle that bell, leave a comment, and leave us a big old thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you all. We'll see you soon.